Hello, Brian from Google Workspace Admins. Today we will take a look at a bit of an old update from this year that may have gone unnoticed by many administrators. So Google does provide a Drive Audit Log, and starting earlier this year in May or June, Google started showing some API actions as it relates to Drive log events. So ChatGPT, obviously very popular among users. So this is where a user may upload a potentially sensitive document in ChatGPT to analyze some of that using the ChatGPT models. So if I go back to the Google Admin Console here, go to Reporting, Audit and Investigation, and click on, let's start with the OAuth log events. So this is where you will be able to see the applications that's making API calls on behalf of your users. So typically the actual API calls are only visible to customers that are using enterprise standard or above. I wish it wasn't the case, but unfortunately Google does keep these logs behind the paywall, unfortunately. So I'm just going to add a condition and filter by my user. So that's not my user, so let me just select the right user here. So Brian at workspaceadmins.org. So I did create a new ChatGPT account and also authorize the Google Drive application. So each application that leverages sign-in with Google will have its unique application ID. So as you can see, there's an application called OpenAI with this client ID, which is the sign-in component, and they have a separate application, and I'll just copy the ID here. That looks very similar, but the first part of it indicates the GCP project number. So OpenAI or ChatGPT has a few different projects, as it seems, as it relates to their integration with the Google account, so authorization or the integration with the Google Drive itself. So they have two separate applications. So you can see I authorized the OpenAI, which is fine because it only contains the sign-in scopes, meaning the user's profile information and email addresses. And because we had a policy for blocking any API calls, which we'll take a look at, so the initial request was denied until it was allowed listed by the administrator, which was me. So I'll just show you what that admin experience looks like if you happen to be blocking the API calls. So this is where you can take a look at all the third-party applications that's been configured. So I had to allow ChatGPT so the Drive integration in this menu. So if we take a look at the let's go back to API controls. So unconfigured third-party apps, we are only allowing users to authorize applications that only request basic sign-in info. But if the applications contain additional scopes beyond that, we are blocking that by default. So it has to be allowed listed. And now let's go back to the reporting, and let's take a look at the Drive Audit Log, which is the interesting part. So I'm going to just grab this file ID here, and I just copied and pasted the Alphabet earning report directly into this doc. And let's go to investigation tool. Let's do search by document ID. So we'll see some events. So it was a new doc, so untitled document, and I had initially called it ChatGPT sample doc, and then decided to rename it to sensitive document. So let's go to Let's scroll to the right. So we can actually see the individual events. So create, label, apply, rename, edit. So this is when I paste in the content, and we see the download event, even though I haven't actually downloaded the document onto my laptop. So this IP address here, we'll just copy the full value for now. So is coming from ChatGPT. And if we scroll to the right, we should be able to see the application ID associated with the ChatGPT integration that we saw earlier. And let's go to, maybe let's try asking Gemini, who does this IP address belong to? See if Gemini has, okay, so it looks like it's associated with Google LLC for some reason. But let's just verify that. Domain dossier is one tool that I like to use for analyzing domains or IP addresses. So it is not actually Google API, so it is Microsoft. So it looks like it is obviously OpenAI and Microsoft have an agreement. So I should recognize the IP address, to be honest, but yeah, so this is how you can sort of like analyze any users that might be using unsanctioned AI tools. So you can even filter by application ID. So if you scroll down here, down, or up, app ID contains that as an example. So this will show you all the users that may have used ChatGPT with Google Drive Docs in your environment, which may raise some alarms if you haven't gotten a handle on it. And you can take a look at titles of the documents, maybe do some additional audits to understand what sort of documents have been uploaded, and think about some of your appropriate AI usage in your environment as well. So this is one way for you to quickly audit any third-party applications, whether it's ChatGPT or any other tools that that users may have authorized that's doing something in Google Drive. So most likely download events is what you might be interested in, but there may be other events that you could potentially take a look at. So if you have any questions about this content, feel free to leave a comment below, or if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel as well. Thank you.